This video I want to talk about changeover sequencing problems in manufacturing. We're looking at a single machine problem. The machine can be used for producing various product types referred to as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And you can see here a matrix that contains the changeover types from one product type to another. The objective now is to find the optimal changeover sequence so that we minimize the total amount of changeover time. You could say there are two sub-problems to this problem. One would be a repeated production cycle, and in that case we would assume that the production program repeats itself. So, assuming that this would be the optimal sequence, then once we produce the last product type in the respective production program, we would then change over to the first product type in the sequence of the next production program, and this would be the same sequence. So the problem is fully described with changeover times, since we're always changing from one product type to another, and we're looking for one sequence that then just repeats itself. And another sub-problem to this problem would be a one-time only production program, and in that case you would assume that each product type is only produced once. So the first product type in the sequence is defined by a setup time and not a changeover time. So there are changeover times and there are setup times, and they can differ. And a setup is basically the machine is in its base state, and then you're setting it up to produce the respective product type. That differs from a changeover, since a changeover is changing the machine from one product type to another. So in the case of a one-time only production program, you will have some additional information here, since you have to decide which product is the first one to produce in sequence, and in that case you have to consider a setup time and not a changeover time. And you can see here I provided setup times for the various product types in case these product types are the first one in sequence. Okay. So if you look in the description of this video, you will find a link to my blog where you can find a zip file that you can download. This zip file contains this problem description, and it will also contain mathematical model description. So you can find a PDF that shows you how to define this problem mathematically. And then you will also find an Excel file that implements this problem using Excel Solver. In a previous video I showed how to solve this problem in Python, and in this video I want to demonstrate how you can use my Excel file to solve this problem. And you can use this Excel file as a template. So if you go onto my blog, you will find the Excel file there, and here I just quickly want to demonstrate it to you. So I'm in my Excel file right now. Here you can see the Excel Solver model that is opened. I already set it up for you, so when you download the Excel file, the Excel Solver model is already set up. And you will also in the documentation tab find instructions on how to activate the Excel Solver add-in in Excel. So it is for free, so you will have access to Excel Solver, you just have to activate it, and then you will already have all the settings, so basically the mathematical model implemented in Excel Solver here. There's a data tab that contains the changeover times. So they are provided here. And just to make it clear to you that there is, in this case, it's not allowed to change over from one product type to itself, I entered very high changeover numbers for all the cells that would represent a changeover from the product type to itself. But in the mathematical model description and in the implementation of the mathematical model, it's already considered in the form of constraints that we are not allowed to change over from one product type to itself. And the other piece of information are the setup times. So you can see here there's a row called first, and this row contains the setup times for the various product types in case the product type is the first one in sequence. So this Excel file implements the one-time only production program. And if you have additional product types that are being produced on your machine, you can simply add additional product types here by entering the name into the respective row, and then you also have to enter it into a column, and then you can specify, you can basically expand this changeover matrix with the changeover times in accordance with your needs. Okay, and if you go back to the model tab, what you see here are the values of the decision variables of this problem. So the underlying solver that is looking for the optimal solution can decide on these yellow cells. So these are basically our optimization variables and represent our changeover sequence, the changeover sequence that we're looking for. An Excel solver will adjust these values in these cells and thereby will look for the optimal solution. The optimal solution is defined by the minimal setup and changeover time. This one is contained in this cell. So this contains the sum of changeover times and setup times for the respective changeover sequence. And now all you have to do is to click on solve, and then the underlying solver will find a solution. You can see here the solver found a solution and all constraints and optimality conditions are satisfied. You can click OK, and now you can see the changeover sequence that has been found by the solver here. You can see the total sum of changeover time and setup time is 90 seconds. The first product in sequence is product A, so this is the product that we would set up. After producing product A, we would then produce product B. After product B, we would then produce product D. After product D, we would produce product C. After product C, we would produce product E, and so on. So this is how this Excel file works, and you can use it as a template, or you can use it for learning Excel solver, and you can find it on my blog if you're interested in getting started with Excel solver. So thank you for watching this video, and if you want to learn more about Excel solver and mathematical programming, go check out my blog. Thank you very much.